Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to talk about something very important. You see, when we talk about narcissistic abuse, there are many moments and situations where we can learn from. And not all of the situations are always what we want to hear. Because the thing is, there can be many details where we say, well, that's not good because of this or that. Meaning, let's say there is an actor that grew up in a narcissistically abusive home. Should we discount those experiences and not try to learn from them? Simply because they are a Hollywood actor. And everyone in Hollywood is so-called bad or evil. That would be silly to do such a thing. As there are many things we can see similarities to what we went through and what they went through. This is why I from time to time watch some of those dating podcasts. Not because I think they are great people, but because it's a good idea to keep one's pulse on what is happening in society and narcissism. And what we are starting to see on these shows are alleged narcissist guests hooking up with alleged narcissist hosts. And I say that alleged because I can't say if they are a narcissist or not. They may act like one. They may have loose morals. Whatever. But if you assume they are at bare minimum a toxic person on both ends, you can sometimes see in real time what is rarely talked about in the narcissistic abuse community. But I try to touch on it from time to time. And that is when a narcissist or toxic person hooks up with a lesser smart toxic or narcissist person. Because this happens a lot more than you think. And the reason why seeing this is important is every family that has a mom and dad where they are both narcissists or psychopaths or whatever. That family did have an origin story. And it usually was a result of a smarter narcissist trapping a lesser smart narcissist. And when you are able to observe such a thing, you can actually learn from the mistake of the lesser smart toxic person. And we might be seeing such a thing in a situation that is going around online virally. And that is Walter, aka Fresh, from the Fresh and Fit show. He apparently started to date one of the guests on the show. This 304. I mean lady right here. The problem is, they bring ultra-materialistic women on their show. Most of the time are involved in lady of the evening work. Or they are OnlyFans content creators. And it appears Walter was thinking he was being the man because he's a millionaire. And he's driving a Lamborghini. And that he was possibly thinking in his mind that he was being smooth and cool and she was liking him because of his so-called game. And the words coming out of his mouth. When instead she was likely seeing him as a target. Now she released a phone call online of her confronting him about that fact she is so-called pregnant. And I say so-called because one of the games a narcissist woman will play, especially if she's trying to hook a man, especially a rich man, is she will say she's pregnant to see if the man will start paying her money or if he will try to take care of her. Now what most people will focus on regarding this phone call is though Walter didn't talk very much. And those that have ever heard him speak, he just seems to get his words and his thoughts all jumbled up. And at times he doesn't make much sense at all. So when on his show, his co-host does literally 98% of the talking. But on this phone call, he clearly starts to mention that he would like to end the pregnancy. Now the reason why I'm not focusing on that is though I don't believe in what this guy believes in. I don't believe in that kind of thing at all. But just like when talking about let's say Prince being narcissistically abused, some might ignore the point or the learning moment and jump right to I heard Prince sold his soul to the devil. And my response would be, maybe he did. I don't know. I hope he didn't. But if he did, does it take away that Prince was likely narcissistically abused as a child and there are important things to examine and learn from that situation? Well, a great many people will hear Fresh or Walter mumble about how he wants to end the pregnancy. And even those aren't my beliefs or your beliefs. Take a step back and listen to the tone of the woman that is accusing him of such things. She is clearly recording him. When I believe against the law in the state they are in without the other party's knowledge. And she is asking him certain questions where she's trying to pull a certain response out of him. At one point she asks, "What are you going to do to me?" And Walter asks, "What do you mean?" It's a very choppy conversation where she is trying to get a response. And just for context's sake, I just watched the show they did where they had Walter's lawyer on the show. And the co-host Myron spoke more as Walter was advised not to speak. And though we don't know if what Myron is saying is true, but he stated that this all happened because this woman that Walter got involved with and started dating wanted him to buy her a condo in Miami and he refused and then broke up with her. And as soon as that happened, she said she was pregnant. And from what the lawyer said, most of these situations turn out to be false and the woman in many of these cases aren't pregnant at all and just used pregnancy as a weapon to get what they want. Why is this important? Yes. Some narcissists can be slick and covered. But there are also times where they have red flags flying off of them. But even though they have these red flags, they will say and do things with the attempt to make you feel like they are different, when in reality it's an act. This woman has said she wasn't trying to take advantage of anyone. And she cites that she paid for her own plane tickets. And she bought herself an expensive bracelet. You see, a narcissist will do certain things to make you think they don't want your money, or your house, or your car, or your retirement, when they really do. They might take you to dinner, or buy you a nice birthday gift, or they will plan a super big birthday party for you. And all of this is done to make you lower your guard and trust. Look. Walter and his co-host Myron talk about high-value men this and high-value men that. But none of what they talk about revolves around decency. It's how much money you can make. Only to attract women like this. If they were smart, they would have these women on the show to expose their nature and have nothing to do with them once they leave the show. And then teach men and people in general how to hide your money from the public. So you can meet people that like you for who you are, not what you drive. Look. Work hard. And if you can make a great living. Awesome. If you can end up being able to afford a supercar. Wonderful. Enjoy your supercar. But please know. Women like this are just lining up. They are lining up to rip you off. And they aren't just looking for so-called nice guys that want to do the right thing. They are also looking for not so smart narcissists they can play their Jedi mind tricks on. And they can convince the lesser smart narcissist that they are in control, when they are really falling deeper and deeper into their trap. But here's something to think about. If she's really pregnant, and if the child really belongs to Walter, I feel extremely sorry for that child. You see, the problem is we push in society. And the societal narcissists love it. That who you are doesn't mean anything. It's what you have and what you can buy. And marriage and family making has been turned into a money scam. And what that does is scare off those that are sincere and they want to have a family and love and a husband or a wife. And sadly, people that are like these two have become what our new normal is. So moral of the story is, even when you come across these stories, check them out. And take a step back. And see it for what it is. And you can see a pattern of narcissism growing in our society. And in most relationships nowadays. It's truly sad. But that's all I have for today. I would like to know your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. And if you want to subscribe, please do so. And if you want to donate and help this little cartoon operation out, there is a link for that too. And if you can share, please do so. I've found links for this channel with warm messages that were posted by both men and women spanning over the years. And I'm just amazed. So if you can share, Thank you. If you've already shared, thank you. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.